Dear friends, today we will discuss a hot topic in current scenario, nitrosamine impurities in human drugs. Request to watch this video till last, and if you like, please subscribe my channel, and if you have some doubts or comments, please give your comments in comment box. Nitrosamines. It is a class of compounds having chemical structure of nitroso group bonded to amine. These compounds can form by nitrosating reaction between amines and nitrous acid. Amines are secondary, tertiary or quaternary amines. Nitrosamine impurities which are probable human carcinogens in drugs such as ARVs, ranitidine, nizatidine and metformin. The general sources of nitrosamines are water, food like meat, milk, vegetable. Background of this guidance. In June 2018, FDA was informed about the identification of a nitrosodimethylamine impurity in valsartan. Then in September 2019, FDA learned about the presence of NDMA impurity in common heartburn products like ranitidine and nizatidine. Again in December 2019, FDA became aware that some other countries also reported NDMA impurity in metformin. Hence, nitrosamine impurity issue extend beyond the US drug supply. FDA and other regulatory authorities have partnered to share information, coordinate inspection efforts, communicate effective analytical methods to detect and identify various nitrosamines, and to develop rapid solutions to ensure the safety and quality of the drug supply. Hence, this guidance published by FDA in February 2021. How nitrous acid is forming? From this structure or reaction, we can easily understand when nitroso group is reacting with the amine group, nitrous acid is forming. FDA has identified 7 nitrosamine impurities that theoretically could be present in the drug product. N-nitroso-dimethylamine NDMA, N-nitroso-diethylamine NDEA, N-nitroso-methylphenylamine NMPA, N-nitroso-diisopropylamine NDIPA, N-nitroso-isopropylethylamine NIPEA, N-nitroso-dibutylamine NDBA, N-nitroso N-methyl 4-aminobutyric acid NMBA. These 7 impurities could be present theoretically in the drug products. But out of these 7 impurities, only 5 impurities, which are NDMA, NDEA, NMBA, NIPEA and NMPA, actually been detected in the drug substance or drug product. Rest 2 impurities, NDIPA and NDBA, till time these 2 impurities are not present in any drug product or drug substances. Root causes for the presence of nitrosamine impurities in API. Formation of nitrosamine is possible in the presence of secondary, tertiary or quaternary amine and nitrate salts under the acidic reaction conditions. Then, sources of secondary, tertiary and quaternary amine can form nitrosamines. For example, formation of NDMA from dimethylformamide may generate NDMA impurity. Contamination in vendor sourced raw materials. When fresh solvents like orthoxylene, toluene and methylene chloride were contaminated during shipment from vendors, sodium nitrite react with amines under the acidic condition to form nitrosamines. Nitrate containing raw materials such as potassium nitrate may contain nitrite impurities. Secondary or tertiary amines have been reported as impurities in some raw materials. Starting materials or outsourced intermediates may be at risk through cross-contamination. Another root cause is recovered solvents, catalysts, and reagents as a source of contamination. Recovered materials such as solvents, reagents, and catalysts may pose a risk of nitrosamine impurities due to the presence of residual amines. If the recovery process involves a quenching step, for example, nitrous acid used to decompose residual azide, nitrous acid used to decompose residual azide, nitrosamines could form during the solvent recovery. The use of recovered solvent that are mixed from different processes or across manufacturing lines without control and monitoring can introduce nitrosamine impurities. Next root cause for the presence of nitrosamine impurities in API is quenching process or cooling process as a source of nitrosamine contamination. There is a risk of nitrosamine formation when quenching step is performed directly in the main reaction mixture. When quenching step is conducted directly in the main reaction mixture, there is always risk or sometime risk to form of nitrosamine impurities. What happens then? This allows nitrous acid to come into direct contact with residual amines in the raw materials used in the manufacturing process. We can see one example when nitrous acid is added to the reaction mixture to decompose residual azide, nitrosamine impurity may form. Another root cause is lack of process optimization and control. The process and its control should be appropriate to avoid nitrosamine impurities. Nitrosamine impurities may be formed due to lack of optimization for the manufacturing process of API when reaction conditions such as temperature, pH, the sequence of adding reagents, intermediates, and solvents are inappropriate or poorly controlled, then there might be chances of forming nitrosamine impurities. Then next, sources other than API contamination. Nitrites are common nitrosetting impurities that have been reported in many excipients at ppm level. Drug products manufacturers should also be aware that nitrite and nitrosamine impurities may be present in potable water. So other than API, there could be chances of nitrosamine impurities from excipients to be used for drug product or potable water to be used for formulation or any other manufacturing process. Here FDA provides some recommendations like evaluate the risk of nitrosamine contamination or formation in their API and drug product. Prioritize evaluation of APIs and drug product based on the factor such as maximum daily dose, duration of treatment, therapeutic indications, and number of patients tested. For more details, anyone can refer ICH guidelines for industry Q9, which is quality risk management. Now we will discuss about acceptable intake limits, AIs. FDA recommends the following acceptable intake limits for nitrosamine impurities. The limits are in nanogram per day. NDMA is maximum 96 nanogram per day. NDEA is 26.5. NMBA is 96 nanogram per day. NMPA is 26.5. NIPEA is 26.5, NDIPA is 26.5. These are the limits in nanogram per day. For ppm, you need to convert this acceptable intake in nanogram divided by maximum daily dose in milligram. So you will get the limit in ppm. The limit set on the basis of 1 raised to 1 lakh cancer risk after 70 years of exposure. These limits are applicable only if drug product contain single nitrosamine. If more than one of the nitrosamine impurities is detected and the total quantity of nitrosamine impurities exceed 26.5 nanogram per day based on the maximum daily dose, the manufacturer should contact the agency for evaluation. If this limit crosses the given criteria, manufacturer or owner of the product immediately need to contact agency. For drug products with an maximum daily dose of less than 880 mg per day, a recommended limit for total nitrosamine is 0.03 ppm, is not more than 26.5 nanogram per day and is considered acceptable. For drug products with maximum daily dose above 818 mg per day, the limit for total nitrosamine should be adjusted so as not to exceed the recommended limit of 26.5 nanogram per day. Manufacturer of APIs and drug products should use method with LOQs at or below 0.03 ppm. Generally, sensitive methods with LOQ in ppb range are needed to meet the low acceptable intake recommended for nitrosamines. Establish methods for which the LOQ and LOD are as low as reasonably practical for products for which the maximum daily dose is high, for example, greater than 1 gram. If more than one nitrosamine is detected, then analytical method should be validated for LOQ below 0.03 ppm. To accurately quantify the total nitrosamine levels for not more than 26.5 nanogram per day. For example, if the maximum daily dose is 1200 mg, the LOQ should be below 0.02 ppm. There are several methods available on FDA's web page for different products. Now we will try to understand steps to mitigate nitrosamine impurities. First of all, assess the risk of nitrosamine impurities in API marketed product and product under approved or pending applications. Conduct confirmatory testing when there is any risk for presence of nitrosamine impurities. Report changes implemented to prevent or reduce nitrosamine impurities in API and drug products to FDA. Recommendations to API manufacturers from FDA. API manufacturers should review their API manufacturing process and perform risk assessment to identify potential for nitrosamine impurities. FDA recommended that API manufacturers should take following actions. Avoiding reaction condition that may produce nitrosamines wherever possible. Where not possible, demonstrate that the process is adequately controlled. If route of synthesis conditions forms nitrosamine, Use bases other than secondary, tertiary or quaternary amines to reduce or avoid nitrosamines. Take a proper precaution and be alert when the route of synthesis involve the use of amide solvents, for example, dimethyl formamide, dimethyl acetamide, and methyl pyrrolidone. Replacing nitrite with other quenching agents for acid decomposition processes. Optimizing and consistently controlling the sequences of reaction processes and reaction conditions such as pH, temperature, and reaction time. Designing a manufacturing processes that facilitate the purge of nitrosamine impurities in the subsequent processing steps. API manufacturer should consider removing of quenching steps from the main reaction mixture to reduce risk of nitrosamine formation when there is a risk of nitrosamine formation. For example, using nitrous acid to decompose residual azide. API manufacturer should audit their supply chain and monitor them for any at-risk raw materials, starting materials, and intermediates to avoid cross-contamination when recovered materials such as solvents, reagents, and catalysts are used in the manufacturing processes. Recovered materials should be used only in the same step or in an earlier step of the same process from which it was collected, if there is a sufficient purification. Next recommendation from FDA is to avoid unacceptable levels of nitrosamine impurities in API. API manufacturer should analyze nitrate and nitrosamine levels in water and use water that has been purified to remove unacceptable impurities. API batches may be reprocessed to control the level of nitrosamine impurities as provided in ICH Q7 for amending and controlling such operations. Now, we will understand that what recommendations or what suggestions FDA has been provided to control the nitrosamine impurities. Develop a strategy to ensure that nitrosamine level remains within the acceptable intake limit, or that should not be more than LOQ. Include specification limit to ensure that the nitrosamine level reliably remains well below the AI limit. API with an impurity detected above the LOQ or at-risk APIs, testing of each batch on release should be conducted. Evidence of adequate statistical control should be submitted to FDA in a supplement prior to implementation. Any API batch found to contain levels of nitrosamine impurities above the recommended acceptable intake should not be released by API manufacturer to distribution unless with prior agreement with FDA. The API is needed to prevent or mitigate a shortage of the drug. Let's see recommendations to drug product manufacturers from FDA. First one is conduct risk assessment to determine the potential of nitrosamine impurities in drug product. Then conduct collaborative risk assessment with API manufacturer to identify API route of synthesis or other process that put the drug product at risk for nitrosamine impurities. The risk assessment should include evaluation of any pathway that may introduce nitrosamine during drug product manufacture or storage. If the risk assessment determines that there is no potential for nitrosamine impurities, there is no need to take further action. If a risk of nitrosamine in a drug product is identified, confirmatory testing of batches should be conducted using sensitive and appropriately validated method, and investigate the root cause and implement changes in the manufacturing process to mitigate nitrosamine impurities. Let's see control of nitrosamine impurities in drug product. Drug product manufacturers must test representative samples of all incoming components, including lots of at-risk API prior to use, to meet the CGMP regulations in 21 CFR 211 subpart E and be consistent with the ICH guidance for industry Q10, which is pharmaceutical quality system. Drug product manufacturers should continue testing API lots until they have verified that the API supplier can consistently manufacture API without unacceptable levels of nitrosamines. Evaluate whether nitrosamines could form in a finished drug product over the shelf life. If the nitrosamine is introduced to the drug through exogenous sources that can be avoided, manufacturers should eliminate the source of contamination. If nitrosamine impurity to detect above the LOQ, the manufacturer should develop a strategy to ensure that nitrosamine's level remains within the acceptable intake limit or below LOQ. Control strategy is also recommended when the introduction of nitrosamine is inherent due to API structure, the API route of synthesis, or the manufacturing process of API or drug product. Given existing uncertainties regarding nitrosamine impurities and their presence in drugs, testing of each batch on release should be conducted. Alternate approaches should be supported by sufficient process understanding and evidence of adequate statistical control, and should be submitted to FDA in a supplement prior to implementation. If the drug product batches with unacceptable levels of nitrosamine impurities are already in distribution, drug product manufacturers should contact FDA so the agency can determine the regulatory action for the specific drug products. Any drug product batch found to contain levels of nitrosamine impurities at or above the recommended acceptable intakes should not be released by the drug product manufacturer for distribution. Manufacturer should contact the agency if a recall is initiated under Section 501 of Food, Drug and Cosmetic Act. Reporting changes to FDA. If an API DMF holder makes process changes in the route of synthesis as a result of risk assessment and confirmatory testing, the DMF holders must submit amendments and inform each drug product manufacturer those references. If changes in synthetic process is needed to avoid nitrosamine contamination, the API manufacturer should submit all processes in the DMF. Thank you friends for your valuable time. Hopefully you may enjoy this presentation. Thank you very much.